Breaking news. I really didn't expect this situation to reach this point with the Alabama Crimson Tide. I was in absolute shock when I saw the latest information coming directly from camp, and I confess that the pressure behind the scenes is much greater than anyone imagined for this final stretch of the preseason. In the last few hours, this has become the talk of the town across all social media networks, generating an intense debate among fans who simply cannot understand how the coaching staff can still manage to maintain the mystery. How did this happen right now with the opener knocking at the door? How does a team with such high standards and tradition reach this stage without defining the offensive leader? And the most impressive thing of all is that we are talking about one of the most noble, scrutinized, and decisive positions in all of college football, a true unknown that is leaving the fan base completely divided, apprehensive, and unsure of what to expect for the September 5th showdown against East Carolina. We are facing an implacable battle for the starting quarterback job involving generational talents who are dividing opinions in every practice, but with completely opposite scenarios in terms of experience, playing style, and familiarity with the coaching staff. And the player at the center of this colossal discussion, treated by many as the natural favorite due to the background he carries, is the name everyone wants to see on the field. Leave your like right now, subscribe to the channel, and keep following along with me so you don't miss a single detail of this epic battle that will define the future of our team. Because the truth is that the battle for the starting quarterback position of the Alabama Crimson Tide remains completely open and generating heavy debates. With the proximity of the opener against East Carolina, the fight has been shaking up the environment in an impressive way. The first point that catches my attention is that Ryan Grubb is not just evaluating physical talent. Based on what has been presented in the competition, the main candidates have the capacity to execute what the offense needs. Both have an arm, both can make the necessary throws, and both present characteristics that can work within the system. And if physical capacity is not enough to separate the two, then the decision needs to happen in decision-making, in efficiency, in the ability to protect the ball, in explosive plays, and above all, in consistency. This completely changes the way I look at this dispute, because it's no good for a player to make a spectacular play and then commit a mistake that changes the whole dynamic of an offensive sequence, nor is it useful to look like a perfect leader outside the play if, when the ball is in his hands, the execution doesn't show up. And this seems to be precisely one of the points raised by Grubb. Leadership and confidence are important, but the quarterback needs to produce. For me, this is a very strong message. It's not enough to talk. It's not enough to command the group. It's not enough to lift up teammates. In the end, when the ball is in the air and the defense is pressing, the quarterback needs to make the right decision and put the ball where it needs to be. And that is where the two big names in this battle enter, Austin Mack and Keelon Russell. Mack arrives at this competition with a natural advantage in experience. He knows the system longer and had participation as a backup during the previous season, even having the opportunity to step onto the field in the Rose Bowl after Ty Simpson left the game with an injury, completing 11 of 16 passes for 103 yards. Russell, on the other hand, represents a different profile, possessing an athletic capability that can add a special dimension to the offense, with mobility and great potential for creation outside of the structure of the play. But I want to be very careful here, because there is no confirmation that Mack has won, nor that Russell has come out on top. What exists is a competition that continues to be treated as open, precisely because the coaching staff wants to observe who can transform these characteristics into consistent production. The next moments of camp and the scrimmages gain enormous weight because they allow evaluating the guys in situations much closer to the reality of a real game, under real pressure from the defense, needing to convert third downs and protect the ball when the play breaks down. Furthermore, the quarterback won't work alone. Ryan Grubb is also trying to rebuild the identity of the running game with strong names like Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deere, and freshman E.J. Crowlam.
If the offensive line functions and the running game produces, the quarterback will have fundamental support. But if the opposing defense pressures constantly, the starter's ability to react will weigh even more. That is why Grubb is being so careful, preferring a decision based on the reality of the toughest practices, rather than choosing based on pure potential and ending up getting the timing wrong. The 2026 season is coming in strong, and until the name is officially announced, we will continue following every twist and turn of this story that will define the new offensive identity of the Crimson Tide. I want to know now what you thought of this whole situation and who you prefer to see as the undisputed starter for the season opener. Leave your opinion down below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the upcoming updates and news on the Alabama Crimson Tide.